So this is my boat. This is made by CarpLounge, and CarpLounge is a German company, and this is the RT4. Now they made an RT3, and the RT4 is the new all singing, all dancing boat. It's not a small boat, as you can see, but it's completely waterproof and unsinkable. Now this boat isn't just a boat. This boat has so many features, I don't know where to begin. The great thing about when you buy this boat is when you're on the website, which is carplounge.de, you can actually configure your purchase so it can be just the boat on its own, or you can have add-ons. Now when I bought this, what I wanted to have done was I wanted an echo sounder fitted, and I went for the echo sounder that I got was the one with GPS as well. Now the GPS allows me to drive the boat out to a spot within the lake that I want to drop my bait, hit a quick target, so I'm allowed to hit the button and it will mark that exact spot, and every time I want to go back to that spot I can go into my menu on my echo sounder and it will allow me drop my bait back within 1 meter, because let's face it, GPS is never that accurate, but within 1 meter of that last drop, or the drop that I set the marker on, which is a very nifty feature, especially at night. Also, with the actual GPS system that's built in, it allows me know which direction the boat is moving, because at night, you know yourself, even with lights, most boats can tend to get a little bit lost, and it can take you a little time to, especially at distance, to orientate where you're driving. With this particular model, because I've got the GPS built in, when the nose is facing me, the arrow is facing me on my actual set of my echo sounder, so I know exactly which way my boat is pointing at any given time, and the range is phenomenal. Now the actual boat can handle about 4 kilo of bait, and the hoppers 2 kilo each side. Now I've never been a big fan of using that kind of bait in a bait boat, but it does mean that you can drive at speed onto your point, hit the doors as you go, and it will trail the bait out over a distance. Usually the boat doesn't have an aerial, it's an aerial-less boat, but this particular aerial is fitted for the GPS system and the echo sounder. The echo sounder is very accurate, as is the GPS. And I tell you one thing I've noticed, most echo sounders on boats don't like shallow ground, and as soon as they get under, you know, sort of under 1 meter, they start packing up. Not so with this. I've been in 0.3 of a meter, and it's handled it really well. It's got full navigation lights. It's got the 2 main LED lights here, and also if you want you can add 26 LEDs extra by your handset. So if it is dark and you need to put a bit of illumination on a spot, especially if you're going up close to a tree line, these will actually help you, and you can then turn them off via the handset as well. It has 2 lights on either side. You've got this side and obviously the reverse side here. On the reverse side, I think it's red, or it's red on one side and green on the other, so you know basically which side your boat is facing. And on the back it has a voltage meter here to allow you to know exactly how your batteries are doing. And when you move over to your backup battery, a big huge white LED on either side of your screen here light up, so even at distance, and I'm talking at 140 yards out, you can actually see that, so you know that your backup battery is kicked in. One of the interesting features of this particular boat, it has 2 solenoid droppers here, so what you can do is you can either hook up your hook baits onto these and drop them independently to your hoppers. So if you're getting out to a spot and you want to bait a particular spot but have your hook baits off the spot, which a lot of big fish anglers do, you're able to drop your hook baits independently of your actual hoppers. So that's a really sexy little feature. Now if you're into using back leads or flying back leads, you can actually put on some flying back leads into these and drop them at varied spots on the way out. Again, a nice little feature. And if you're a pike angler, you know, if you're using sunken paternosters or any sort of paternoster style fishing, these little things are going to be a godsend. Really strong handle here. That will allow you to lift it in and out of the water. The actual material that it's made of is indestructible. Apparently you can stand on this and it won't break. Not going to be trying that anytime soon. Brushless motors. The motors are actually fitted on the underneath that's the actual echo sounder there, which is all fitted in, built in factory. But the actual motors here are this very, very quiet and very silent motor that gives it a much, much faster propulsion than, I mean, I've had microcats for a number of years, and the microcats were great, but I find this is a much quicker turning, faster boat, especially if you've moved over to the Microcat HT, which I find exceptionally slow to maneuver around a lake. You can buy two different handsets. It comes with a standard handset, or you can buy the Futaba handset, and the Futaba handset allows you to have greater range on your boat. But the great thing, as I said, about the actual website, when you actually do buy one of these boats, the actual website itself will give you a full run through of all the things that you can buy with it, all the extras. So you can actually build the custom boat to your own design, all the extras that you want on it, inside and out. The RT4 is powered by two lithium-ion batteries. The main battery runs the boat, but if it runs low during a drop, you can move power to the back battery or the backup battery via the handset. The boat has a built-in digital voltage meter and has a backup, so as soon as the batteries drain sufficiently, the boat lights start to flash. At this point, you are able to move from your main battery to the backup battery via your handset and carry on the baiting up. Once back on shore, you're able to exchange your dying battery. So when you purchase your bait boat, you'll get one of these. These are one of these smart chargers. This is by Robe, and it's one of these smart chargers that will do a myriad of batteries, including lipos and lithium-ion batteries. Now, it comes with a main power source, so it has a transformer and a plug. It has the typical French, German, Dutch, European 2-pin plug, and it also has the adapter supplied for anybody who's using a UK or Irish system. Now, obviously on the bank you can't use the mains power unless you have some system to do so. So the great thing about the Robe charging unit, it also comes with a couple of other cables such as this. This is a power cable that allows you attach to a lead acid battery. So if you're out on the bank for a little while and you have one of these with you, you'll be able to charge your battery straight off this. So it's a very simple case of charging the batteries. And the way you must do it is, before you plug in any of your power, I would set up my cables onto the actual unit like so, and that means then you can just plug it in. But before we plug it in, you must attach your cable, your charging cable, and that's the Dean's connector there, which will connect into this particular piece. It's very easy to work out which is which. So obviously the red must go in to the red and the black must go into the black. Here's the thing that must happen every single time you charge your unit, and have you noticed I haven't plugged this in yet? I'm plugging in the battery first. This is a balance charger here, so this must be plugged into the white slot like so, and when that's locked in, then you're able to take your battery cable and just slot it onto the Dean's connector, so it's all locked in tight. Now that's ready to go. So it's a little simple case of, there's a little button here, and it goes from 300 to 3000. You need it to be set on a slow charge at 1500, or if you want a fast charge, it needs to be set at 3000. So we're going to go for a slow charge. I prefer to slow charge everything. I think it's a much better way of doing it. So what it's telling you is, it's telling you that your LiPo battery is pretty much fully charged. But to actually start the process, you must hit the start button and keep it depressed until it starts flashing like so. And that means it's now charging that battery. You can see all the different cells lighting up as they're taking a charge. Now it's really important to notice, even though this is a 14.8 volt battery, you can actually get the battery to sit up anywhere just over 16 volts. And that's where it needs to be charged before you go, because it means it has the maximum capacity already in the actual battery. You must not let the battery run below 13 volts. If you do so, you're going to damage the cells that are inside the actual battery itself, and that's going to ruin the battery. Once the battery is, any of the cells get damaged, the whole battery is now going to be unusable.